What it is? How's it going, everybody? Today we're going to be reviewing the movie special filled with tons of stars, Valentine's Day, in honor of Valentine's Day. We're going to talk about all the things. We're going to talk about terrible high school dancing, football players out here sharing a little too much on press conferences, too many people in one movie. We can talk about all the things. So if you want to hear what we have to say, sit back, relax, grab a snack, grab a beverage, and listen on in to the first ones to die.
Hello, everyone. Welcome to the First Ones to Die podcast. My name is Jonathan. I'm here with Alex and Jerome. How are y'all doing today on this lovely day?
Jerome? Good. I have work to do. I have cooking to do for my lovely girlfriend. So it's a lot, but I'm feeling good though. You know, it's been a good week. Been watching my stuff. Last of Us was good this week. I mean, it's been good every week. No
spoilers.
But, like, I just like saying that the show's good is a spoiler for you, Jonathan.
I have to.
No, but you go quickly. You'll just slip it out there. Like the whole time we worked at the theater, you had to shut that down real quick because you, Indy, and once in a while Max would just like blurt out a spoiler, and you're like, "I just told you I didn't see it."
Please, if it's in the trailer, it's not a spoiler. Anyway,
but what about those of us that don't watch the trailers?
Well, then, you know, you shouldn't live in the modern era in which there are many a trailer.
Okay, so I should just cease to exist because I don't want to watch trailers.
Speaking of trailers, the Flash and Guardians of the Galaxy trailer came out during the Super Bowl, which also great game. Philly, I hate to say it, y'all let it go in the second half. All right, y'all had it down. Y'all had a commanding lead. Gave it away in the second half, but it's all right. They'll be back next year. The team's still strong. Team's still good. I'm sure they'll be back in the playoffs next year. And congratulations.
Well, that's what the Rams said too. The Rams won the Super Bowl last year, and they did.
The Rams are trash anyway. All right, ain't nobody looking for the Rams.
Damn.
Anyway, congratulations, Kansas City. I'm sure they're burning the city down right now. Patrick Mahomes out here doing it, and Travis Kelce doing a great job.
Nobody burns down a city like Philly does, though. They were starting it before the game.
I know. Yeah, I saw. Did you see that video on TikTok when they won the championship? They were like this line of guys that were standing on a bus shelter, and it fell. The bus shelter like cracked, and they all like went down like they did a performance, and they went on stage and they went through the trap door. It was funny, but I hope no one got hurt. But also, like why are you standing on a bus shelter with 18 other people?
Because they're crazy. I like the videos of them climbing poles because Philly actually greases their poles to stop them from doing that. But man, those people in Philadelphia, like they got a whole new core strength or something going on because they'll still climb them, greased or not. They get up there pretty far. Like, I have super respect for that climbing skill.
Nice.
But, so, you know, it was a good game. Glad to have watched it. And, they released the Flash and Guardians of the Galaxy trailer in honor of the Super Bowl, which is interesting that trailers now, instead of putting the trailers on TV like they used to, now on TV, they're just like, watch the full trailer online. And I'm like, why can't you just put it in now? But it's because it's cheaper.
Because you know how
they
much
could pay for less of a time slot. Yeah.
Right.
So I'm like, that's interesing that we live in that era.
My coworker said that they were supposed to show the Little Mermaid trailer, but they opted for Disney opted for Indiana Jones and
Guardians
of the Galaxy.
Makes sense.
Which the Little Mermaid is coming out in May, so don't you think they should have a trailer out by now?
Why? What for? People are going to go see it. They already made millions of dollars off Lion King, and they barely put out trailers for that movie too.
That's true too.
Like, what? Why? Y'all go and come see it. Even the people that are hating on it are going to go watch it, just so they can have like, you know, substance to their arguments of why they hate the movie that they paid money to go see. So I just But I just like, honestly watching the trailers, I'm not gonna lie. Hey, Guardians 3 just looks good, which I already knew it was gonna look good. The Flash though, I do not like now watching that full trailer. I see why they didn't just drop that one to the curb like they did Batgirl. That's a lot of money. That movie looks like
Batmans
money.
in that movie?
Well, technically, yeah, it's Michael Keaton and Ben Affleck Batman. Both are in the movie, but in different time periods, I'm sure. Like, I think Ben Affleck's going to be in the beginning of it or the end of it, and Michael Keaton's in the rest of it, like the majority of the movie. Because this is Flashpoint, which deals with like time travel and other universes and all types of stuff. So they can do this is essentially someone broke it down really well, where it's like this is DC's No Way Home. But unlike No Way Home, which is just a movie, this is from the comics. This happened in the comic books where Flash went back in time and caused a ripple effect that changed some stuff and other versions of characters, all types of things. So it's really cool. However, I like the Ezra Miller thing is distracting for me. I'm sorry, it just is. He's all over the trailer because he's the main character, and I'm just like the whole time I was like, but you are still Ezra Miller though.
Yeah, nobody's forgetting what you did, man.
I'm like, you're not Robert Downey Jr. All right, you don't have like multiple years of like sobriety for us to be cool with you just coming back in a big budget film and no one brings up your past. Like it just happened. So I don't know. We'll see how it goes. But thinking objectively, the movie looks great in my opinion. It does look exciting. It looks interesting. I'm excited to see Supergirl on screen. That looks cool. So, and Michael Keaton as Batman again also is exciting. So there's stuff to be excited about. But we'll see how it goes when it comes out at the theaters. But yeah, other than that, week's been good.
Nice. And how about you, Alex?
Well, I'm gonna make you both look bad. I got new glasses over a week ago. Go ahead, what?
They look good.
Never mind.
Thank you. Nice try. Yeah, literally only 2 people have noticed, but Al and somebody else at my work who I hadn't seen in like a year though, so it was like fair for her to notice. She's like, "You look different," and I'm like, "Oh yeah, this stuff," and she's like, "Oh yeah." But I'm just messing with you guys. Yeah, I got new glasses about a week ago. I started wanting to go with this career. Yeah.
That's so 2015.
Oh my god, 2015 feels like forever ago.
The song's still relevant, damn it. All right, I'm not old.
Isn't your like 21-year-old girlfriend going to join us?
Shut up, all right?
We're going to feel old in a minute.
Don't talk to me.
No, my week's been okay. I got to go see David Nahil in at the Neptune Theater, and it was really cool. He's a great comedian, and there are a couple other comedians before him, Bo Johnson, and I forget the other one. Both were really fantastic, and I was laughing so hard with all 3 comedians, which is rare because when you go to a comedy show and you have the opener, it's usually somebody who's testing out some material or who's like trying to, come up. But all 3 comedians were fantastic, really funny, relatable, and it was really enjoying it. And what I like about David Nahil is that he makes a lot of connections between Irish culture and then like Latin culture and Mexican culture. And that's super relatable because growing up in Chicago, Irish culture is very big over there. And I always make jokes that I'm part Irish. I'm like 2%. But, white people like to claim my stuff, so I'm claiming one of theirs, even as that things. But I really enjoyed it. I got to go see it with my sister. It was really funny because when I went to the theater, I was wearing a red plaid that has been shown on this podcast many times, and she showed up in a red plaid. I was like, "Come on, man,
Flannel Squad."
I'm like, I think we hang out a little too much now, or something.
Whenever you wear red flannel, it attracts other people to wear the same thing.
Yeah,
as seen on this podcast.
But I had to go in with my sister matching to like the theater, so I was like, Yeah, I was like, oh, come on. But other than that, it was a really good weekend and a fun week, and
Didn't
it
y'all
was also
also
the
go
stars.
bowling this week?
You did.
Last Sunday, yeah.
Yeah.
How was that? I saw the pictures on Instagram and I was like, dang. For a second, I was like, I didn't even get invited, but then I remembered I don't live in the same state as you.
You left us. It was fun. I got a little competitive in the first round. Al got a little competitive in the second round. It was
I was
enjoyable.
on. It was a very close race between me and Alex. It was like neck and neck. It was intense.
I just needed one more fucking pin to win, and I got
Hold on.
so pissed.
I think Ari's at the
I
door.
got so angry. Okay. And I reminded people how competitive I am, and Al's like, "Oh yeah, I remember from last time we bowled," and I'm like, "I'm sorry." But how was your week, man? How you been doing?
It's been good. Standard, busy, long. Um, between Saturday night and Sunday morning, I got like 3.5 hours of sleep because late work event. Then had to go to work Sunday morning. Um, but other than that, it's been good. I went and saw The Lion King on Saturday right after we recorded. And that was a ton of fun because I have never seen the musical, and it's been a long time coming, and it lived up to every hope and dream and expectation. Um, and it was a lot of fun.
Oh, that's great. Yeah, I got to see some of the pictures you posted that showed some of the what was it, the masks?
Yeah, they had like
Those
some of
were good.
yeah they had some of the masks in the lobby area displayed, uh, and it was really cool to see them up close versus like on stage.
Yeah, they were beautifully crafted. I was so impressed because it's different from seeing it to on stage to seeing it up close, and it's so pretty to see them. They were
Yeah,
like so well done. It always amazes me, and I'm always in awe of costume designers and people who are able to do that on the stage, not only in movies, but on the stage too, because that's live. So if there's a wardrobe malfunction or any issues, it's so much riskier. So it has to be so much more precise when you're going to costuming, fitting, masks, things like that, even shoes. Everything is so have to be so detailed.
right.
Another chair.
Okay.
There's only one chair.
Hi.
All right,
Hi.
Hey,
and we got a 2-for-1 special.
I know.
Here, you gotta
Sorry.
scoot up.
There's
yeah.
there's no space on this chair. He doesn't have any other chairs.
I do. I just not at this height.
They're all too tall.
They're all too tall.
But it's appropriate for the episode. So
That's true.
yeah.
Here. So, like, do you want to tell people who you are?
Yeah. Hi, I'm Ariana. Feel free to call me Ari, and I am Jerome's girlfriend.
Nice to meet
Nice
you. Well,
welcome.
I
Yeah,
met
that's
you. I met her during bowling.
Yeah, and I don't think we've officially like met yet.
No, we
but
haven't.
yes. Hello. I'm
Nice to
Jonathan.
meet you.
She's cameoing for the Valentine's Day special audience, so be nice. Or I will find you.
Yeah.
Yeah. What did I
You acting like we have haters upon haters.
Nothing,
We got we
Okay.
They kind of come after me, but I start shit on TikTok.
that was the
no,
Wait,
that was
okay,
also on TikTok.
Oh, okay.
The-
I haven't seen the TikTok antics.
I get high and review stupid stuff, and then people don't know that I'm high, and they think I'm being serious, and they're like, "Are you okay?"
Oh, okay.
And
I
I'm
have
like,
seen it then.
"Oh."
Is it the same stuff that you post on stories on Instagram?
Yeah, once in a while to piss people off. It's
Okay, then
nonsense.
I have seen most of them.
Yeah.
But welcome,
Thank you. Bubo is here too.
Bubo.
Welcome, Bubo.
Bubo the dog. He just had his dinner. So
Short
he's
for
happy.
bubonic plague, right?
Bubonic plague. It's a
We
very
love
apt
it.
description.
We love it.
Mine's named after a cheese, so can't really do it any better.
Mine's named after a name I thought was cute.
Yeah.
I
That's
had
about
a
it.
patient at my job. His last name was Gibson. and I had to
And you
literally
knew.
stop myself when speaking to him, being Mr. Gibson. I had to stop myself from doing that because that's the only way I say that name. So I had to like do a really I'm like, Mr. Gibson, I need you to come in because I work at a doctor's office. You can't go cheery all the time.
It's too
So-
bad you don't work at a vet.
That would be awesome.
Yeah.
We have a Monica who guest starred on this podcast. They work at a vet. I love seeing their TikToks and their videos because they always have like these cute little animals sometimes. It's like said they're at the vet, but like they're so cute.
Oh.
Speaking of cute,
Whoa.
let's talk about this movie.
I don't know. We're talking about the same movie then.
Yeah.
Well, today we are going to be reviewing none other than New Year's. I'm just kidding. We're going to be reviewing Valentine's Day. Valentine's Day 2010 American romantic comedy film directed by Gary Marshall. It stars an ensemble cast that I do not want to list all of these people because we normally go through the whole list because there's just so many of them. But
Hold on, I'm gonna pull up the IMDb. So that
Are
way we
you
can
gonna
keep
read
the
all of
names
them?
straight.
Yeah. I got it. I got it. All right. Jessica Alba, Kathy Bates, Jessica Biel, Bradley Cooper, Eric Dane, Patrick Dempsey, Jamie Foxx, Jennifer Gardner, Topher Grace,
I know the names.
Anne Hathaway, Ashton Kutcher, Queen Latifah, Taylor Lautner,
Yep,
Uh-huh.
Lautner.
Yeah. George Lopez, Shirley MacLaine, Emma Roberts, Julia Roberts, Taylor Swift, and Hector Elizondo. And that is just the main list that is given on Wikipedia.
Yeah, that's the first page. You know, there's gonna be multiple if you got to get the entire cast of this movie.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
much. So much. This movie is not good if you have ADHD. This is terrible because they kept
So hard to keep
introducing
up with.
more and more characters, and like I felt like I was freaking out about like half an hour in they introduced another character, and I was like, my brain was panicking. I was like, who is this now? What is his deal? Why is in here now? Why do they keep showing me these people?
Yeah, don't ask me anybody's name.
Yeah.
Don't ask me anybody's name in this movie. Like the character names.
We're just
do
gonna go
not
by
ask-
actor names at this point because
Yeah.
there's no
Why do you
way.
even do that?
There's no way we even remember half these people's names. I honestly just stopped thinking they were different people and thinking they were just the actors. Like, this is their day job when they're not acting.
I think it's easier.
Right.
I know. I almost
I
prepared
thought-
a spreadsheet for today just to keep everybody straight.
That's sometimes that's what you have to do. Now I thought I had watched this movie back when it first came out, when it was like on DVD or whatever. I thought I had watched this movie, but when I actually started watching it, I realized I had never watched it before. The only scenes I remember watching were the Taylor Swift, the one where she's dancing and she's getting interviewed. That was the only scene I remember watching.
That's the
out
only
of
one
this
I
movie.
remembered because it was the only one in the trailer that stood out to me back when this movie was coming out. I was like, because I remember this being Taylor Swift's like first movie,
Mhm.
and I was just like, oh, Taylor Swift's in movies now.
Yeah, I vaguely remember that from the previews. This movie was just a lot in a little time span, I feel.
Well,
That's how I would describe this movie.
because this
A
movie
lot
wants
in a
to
little.
be. I was telling Ari, like this movie wants to be Love Actually so bad. The entire time, I was
Yeah, I
like,
can see that.
this movie wants to be Love Actually so bad, and it's not doing it. It's not doing it well. And it's because even Love Actually knew what the limit was on how many characters you could have in one movie. This movie was just like, we don't have a limit. We're just going to keep going. Halfway through this film, they're still introducing new characters.
And I almost had a panic attack because of it. You can't do that to people with ADHD. Hard enough time keeping normal storylines going.
Oh man, I should have flown up there just to watch this movie with you, Alex, because I probably would have enjoyed your reaction.
Think I did an Instagram story where they were introducing the football player's character, and you can hear the panic in my voice. In the last Instagram story, you can hear the straight up panic in my voice, like, what is going on? Like, so you can hear that I'm actually like panicking to what now I have to remember this other character. Luckily, the football character, his storyline was not complicated. His was like All right, there.
What's weird is I've never seen a movie with so many plot lines and none of them are necessary to the movie. Like you can mix and match and take one out or replace one with another one, and literally the movie would not change. None of these plot lines are important because all of them are so small. They don't have enough time for you to care about anybody.
I feel like the one they want you to think is the most important is the Ashton Kutcher.
I guess that's true. That is the one that's the one they start with. So that's the one that's like the most important, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
I did feel for Ashton Kutcher when he's like running around and everybody's like, yeah, we understood. We could see why she broke up with you. And he's like, why the fuck did nobody tell me? I was like, I get that. That's fair. Why did nobody tell him that, like, nobody clearly thinks you should be in this relationship?
I loved
shitty thing.
I loved when he's talking to George Lopez and he tells him that like they broke it off or whatever, and he's like, oh, I'm sorry to hear that, and he's like, oh, you believed that, but you didn't believe when we initially got engaged,
because he had an inkling that it wasn't meant to be. I like, as a Latin Mexican person, we tell if there's an inkling or a feeling, we always right, or you're like half right, yeah, you don't keep that shit to yourself.
No.
So you know it was written by a white person. You say no. We let it out all the time. Like, look, I don't think it's gonna work. We don't do that. We don't do that.
I think it's weird though. Jessica Alba's inclusion in this movie really is weird because, like, after that breakup scene, they keep cutting back to her, and I was like, why? She's done. She's done her part. She's served her time. Let this woman go home. Why are y'all still keeping her around in this movie?
And the scenes with her after the breakup, like, literally have zero substance, zero impact on any other character at all.
Exactly.
There was no reason for her to be there after that.
They show her checking into a hotel.
Like, why?
Just because. Like, damn it, we paid for Jessica Alba. Damn it, we're gonna have her in the movie.
That's what this movie did. They like got their actors and they're like, we're gonna use them as much as we can. It's like the Imagine Dragons song in Arcadia.
You mean Arcane?
Arcadia.
I was wanting to see if he would catch it again.
Well, you know what? I was thinking about it today because we watched the movie yesterday. As I was like, you know what this movie is? This movie is like that, you know, that person on every Valentine's Day who's like the annoying person who's like, you know, Valentine's Day is really just around for consumerism and made by capitalists to sell chocolate. You know, like that person. Like, this is cannon fodder for that person. It's like they made this movie specifically so they can have, because that's what this is. This is just a product to get people to, like, when this movie came out, it was made to sell tickets so that people could have something to watch on Valentine's Day. But this movie has no substance at all. There's no reason to watch this movie outside of to say, I've seen a movie in my life one time, and it was called Valentine's Day.
I although I did appreciate that they had different perspectives on Valentine's Day in the movie. Like, they had people who, you know, were happy. Had people who were trying to be happy. They had people who, you know, resented Valentine's Day. They had people who didn't want to acknowledge its existence. They had a spectrum of Valentine's Day experiences.
Although I will say Jessica Biel's character, her dislike for Valentine's Day was a little extreme. This is an adult woman. Why are you hating on this holiday so much that you're crying? For a second I
was like, wait, Jessica Alba? Do you mean Jessica Alba? No, but Jessica Alba and Jessica Biel are both in this movie.
Yeah. I said the right one, right?
You did.
Yes,
okay.
You did.
I was like, I thought the reason you were pointing that out was like, oh shit.
No.
Did I say the wrong person again?
See, the one for me I wasn't really feeling was the Edgar Estelle plot line. That one felt like I was like, we don't need this.
Wait,
they
who
can
were
just
they?
be the loving grandparents of this small child. Like, we don't need them to
Oh, okay.
also have
Yeah.
some drama that literally comes out of nowhere, because the movie starts and they're perfectly fine, and then it's like halfway through the film, the writers were like, oh man, you know what? They need to be sad too. Matter of fact, here, like, she cheated on him. There you go.
And
I
then,
thought that. Oh, go ahead.
I was like, and then it resolves like 3 scenes later. It's like, here's the problem, and also here's the solution, just so that a different character can learn the meaning of love.
But even then, it's stupid, because
It's
it's like,
stupid.
she's like, I still love you, and he's like, she's like, you should love a person no matter what they've done. It's like, bitch, you cheated on me.
And not just once. It was a short affair, meaning it happened multiple times.
And lied to me about it for years. There is no just getting over that because we love each other. You were sleeping on the couch. You gonna get comfy with this lazy boy, god dang it. All right, if I got something to say about it.
But at that point, do you think he's just like, we old anyways? Like,
We
we
old.
might as well
Yeah.
just-
I think that's where that came from.
Yeah.
I'm too old to give a damn.
I
I
really
just-
want to get out in the dating
Too old to
scene
start
again.
dating again.
It's like, who am I going?
I could do that.
Who am I going to
I want to
find?
dialogue.
Are you kidding me? Valentine's Day world, it's like you could pick up a date in no time. You just gotta barge in on somebody inconveniently. That's what Jamie Foxx did. He just barged into that lady's office, fell in love, instantaneous.
Mhm.
No fuss, no muss. Happened super fast.
No, they only fell.
Yeah,
in
but it
love
was also the
after-
crazy character.
after they fell into each other's arms dramatically.
That's right.
Mm-hmm.
Also, she was cuddling a complete stranger.
Yeah.
She like fell on top, but he's still uncomfortable, and she's just cuddling up to him, and it's like, ma'am, I know you're having a breakdown, but like,
It was like
You're
she
still
was
at your
drunk or
workplace.
something. I feel like that's what they were trying to give. Like she was.
but she was
under
like
the
drunk on like
influence.
circus peanuts.
Yeah.
Like, you took a whole big ass bag of. Well, who eats circus peanuts? Unless you're like 50 and older, who's eating circus peanuts?
Yeah,
people
those have
Valentine's Day.
never.
I
those
guess
have
that's I
never,
guess
like,
that's what it is.
Those have never have been appealing to me in my life. The circus peanuts.
I find them at the Dollar Tree, nowhere else.
You know who else too? Eric Dane, which it was distracting seeing him in this movie because I only know him as Cal from Euphoria now.
Euphoria.
Yeah, so seeing him just like as a normal guy in this movie was so distracting. But
wasn't
Seeing him as a
guy.
normal guy.
I mean, like, he is a normal guy. Being gay is normal.
No, I was talking about the fact that he was a football star.
Oh,
not
well, I
the
guess
fact
that's-
that he's gay.
Jerome, you.
I am a part of the LGBTQ community. Thank you.
Jerome.
I just like that he shouted that. We were talking about being loud earlier, and that's what he shouts. Being normal's gay.
Listen,
Or being gay is normal.
I mean, but I vice versa. But
Either
we're
way.
two for two.
Either way.
Being gay is normal, and what's the other one? Die fruity. You know, I'm going for it. I'll go for the trifecta this year. I want to be in the year
So
review.
our
on
merch is
every
gonna be
episode.
our merch is
So
gonna be New Year Dead Me, Die Fruity, and being gay is normal. There we go.
Our whole pride line would just be Jerome's quotes, really.
Right. So you're gonna be head of our pride collection, Jerome.
Yep, the one straight
There we
guy
go.
is
One
gonna be
straight
the gay
guy.
guy. Is gonna be head of the front.
Ain't that how it always is, huh?
That is true. That is true. I do like how they made Bradley Cooper his like boyfriend or whatever at the end. That one was cute for me.
It was a neat reveal.
I
I
thought-
also still
yeah.
like the 2010 thing of like, are we gonna see these two men kiss? Nope.
No, absolutely. not.
They sure
We
won't.
will not sell
Yeah.
any more tickets.
They will be as gay as they just say they're gay. That's as gay as we're going. But that was a neat reveal, though. You know, it was definitely like a nice like small twist because you think it's gonna set up Julia Roberts and Bradley Cooper getting together for the entire movie,
Yeah.
and then to find out that Bradley's like, nah, I got somebody. I got me a man.
See, the second he announced he was gay, I was like, okay, well, he's paired off with one of the other people, and I'd already guessed that Julia Roberts the army woman. I already guessed that was
Yeah.
the kid's mom, and so I was like, oh, well, that's their pair, and so of course the gay guy is going to be with the only other single man.
I don't think he just had anybody. I thought he was just gonna be like, hey, I'm out now. And it's like, oh, okay. Thought that was gonna be the end of his
no, because
storyline,
he had
honestly.
a toothbrush at the beginning of the movie. meaning that he had somebody that he was serious about enough to have a toothbrush
See,
at his house.
I didn't notice that because that's part of about around the time I started panicking about some of the characters.
Like,
I
is
just
it?
glazed
That's
over
literally-
after, like the third
yeah.
intro.
That was literally 30 minutes in, and that was like, I don't know how many characters in, and I'm like, Jesus, my brain's panicking, my Adderall's gone. I don't know what to do anymore. How many more characters are coming? And then they brought in like the teenagers with Emma Roberts' character
Yo.
and
I could
all
not
that
give a
bullshit.
fuck
And I'm
about
just like,
them
that
at
was
that
wrong.
point.
The Emma Roberts plot was also like, first of all, that kid, I'm like, you ain't smashing yet? Look how jacked you are, kid. Like, you know what I mean? Like Carter Jenkins, that's his name. When Carter Jenkins takes his shirt off and he's just jacked, he's yoked up. I'm like, yo, you should be smashing the whole school. What is this? Taylor Lautner is. He's at least got Taylor Swift.
No, he's a good boy. He doesn't smash to smash. He only smashes for love. Obviously.
Hashtag smash
That's,
for love.
Smash for love.
Smash for love.
Yeah.
This Valentine's
I don't even know how to go on with that.
I
I just thought it was weird
Also,
how
whole
adult.
scene.
open she was. Yeah, the way she talked to her teacher, like
yeah,
bothered
she
the fuck.
just
I was
telling
like,
everybody and they
what's-
grandma, like, I'm having sex today. I'm just like, just to let you
literally the
know.
grandma.
Yeah.
Literally the
Literally the
grandma.
grandmother be like, hey, this is like, the fuck do you want them to say to that? How do you want people to respond? And why are you not? Also, you have a car. Why didn't you two drive together? Why did his buddy drop him off at lunchtime and then you come later?
That's true. Why didn't
And
they
that was-
drive
Teenagers
together?
don't
Good.
make any sense.
It's less
And also-
suspicious.
But they're going to her house.
For who? And the parents were gone, supposedly gone. And then, like, also,
Isn't
how
that
long is your lunch?
Oh yeah. Well, I
Do
don't
you
know if
can
they were
drive back-
planning that it was gonna take a long time. It is their first
Well, I meant driving
time.
back to their house and
She
coming
just
back.
Why
assumed he was a
didn't the-
minute man. She was just like, it's gonna be all right. Like, it'll be fine. We ain't
15
going.
minutes there. 15
Why
minutes
didn't-
back.
why didn't her
Just be a
mom,
little
like-
late.
why didn't her mom just like stand there in the room with him for so long when he had the
Yeah,
guitar?
I think she
Probably.
panicked. I think she panicked seeing a naked boy in her daughter's
I think
room.
she thought the same thing I thought, where it's like, damn, you that jacked? I didn't know. You're like, you wear baggy clothes all the
Oh
time.
my
You know what?
gosh.
I'm good for my daughter.
Do
You
you-
know what I mean? I'm glad she's with you. I knew there was something about you.
You sure you don't have anything to tell me, babe? This
He
is
was
Magic
pretty
Mike?
excited for
That's-
a Magic
Oh,
Mike.
yeah,
Yeah,
that's
see?
what I'm saying.
Listen, that's what we do
you
here.
were
on-
excited for
You're
Magic Mike.
pretty
I
excited.
am
And now you're
excited
having
for
our-
Magic Mike because I support strong, independent men that
And
have
what-
something to say to make us other slubby men that don't have six-pack abs feel good, all right? This man is out here trying to inspire us
You
to
support
be
strong,
better.
independent men.
that are sexy.
That's another thing for Pride March right there.
The sexiness has nothing to do with it. I think he's a good man.
There's another one.
Listen, all I'll
Um,
say it is that's what we do here first was to die. We keep you guessing. You know, you don't know what the deal is.
Anyway, how about
I will say, you know who does it? I will say though, you know what though? I did not expect to like I don't like the plot of this movie at all, or the various plots of this movie at all. These feel like 6 or 7 rom-coms that could have been their own movie, all put in this one movie. But Queen Latifah, Taylor Swift, they were my favorites. And I was like Queen Latifah I expected because she's great in everything. But Taylor Swift surprised me. Like, she was really funny and pretty decent in her first film. Like, she wasn't like, doing it up like to the nth degree. But for what she was there to do, she was pretty good. I liked her performance. I thought she was pretty great.
She felt like a real teenager. Like,
Yeah.
compared to like Emma Roberts' character where she was like, you're too truthful. A teenager would never be that truthful with everybody like that, especially about something that personal.
I mean,
Whereas like
sound.
literally going to like the people you're babysitting their grandson.
Yeah.
She
very
wasn't even related to
professional.
those people. She was just babysitting the grandson. So they could have a date. And
They've
she
got
just
that
fucking, like, told
relationship,
him everything.
They keep, like, she's just like, I could be open to them about anything, Might even share lube, I don't know. And she's
Give me
being
off
open
the
about the
string.
sex thing, they're old.
Let me.
Yeah,
I'm gonna head out too. You
yeah,
guys
can
finish
yeah,
this. Bye.
All right. Well, it's
Yeah.
the Jerome and Ari show now. So welcome to our new podcast. Just the two that
What you don't
didn't
know is that
die.
Ari would mute her camera too if she could.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If I had a chance. Unfortunately, I had some technical difficulties.
I'm just happy it wasn't me this round that had the technical issues, because usually it is.
I did like Anne Hathaway and Topher Grace. I liked their dynamic. in this.
I would have liked theirs more if that was another one where it's like this gets resolved like
Way too quick.
way too quick, but the issue doesn't really seem real because his issue is just that she's a phone sex worker. But I'm like, okay, and like that,
Well, I
that's your
understand
hang
how
up?
I can understand that, but like the way he reacted and then how she just forgives that so easily. Like he definitely tried to shame her and make fun of her, and then was like, "Sorry, I love you. Everything is fine now." I was like, "Whoa, you've known each other for 2 weeks and you're love bombing her?" And she's like, "Yeah, cool."
thought- Initially, I had thought for whatever reason that it was just like a one night stand, and he was
Yeah.
trying to stay in
Same.
contact.
Oh, I
with
thought
her.
that too.
I
But
thought
then he
that too
mentioned
until he
2
described
weeks.
2 weeks. I was like, oh,
Yeah.
okay.
2 weeks. What is that? If you're really busy, 2 dates. Honestly, so maybe
2 or
Right.
3 at the
2 or
at the
3.
most,
unless they're like really into each other.
I guess.
But I think that opening scene with them seemed like the first time they actually like slept together or stayed the night too, because that's what made it feel like almost like their first date or their first moment. That vibe of like, yeah, all right, we finally went out to dinner and did all this, and it's like, oh, okay, cool, it's just the beginning. Then it's like, oh, 2 weeks, oh, okay, and then you make a big deal out of Valentine's Day where she keeps being like, no, it's fine, don't worry about it, and then they get awkwardly crammed into this table, which, by the way, bullshit that he found was able to get a table on Valentine's Day in LA. Bullshit that there was any opening
Day,
anywhere.
like-
Mm-mm.
Also, why were they ragging on a nice home cooked dinner? Okay. So sorry about my
Next
dog.
to a fire in LA, it's hard to get a fireplace in LA too.
Oh, hell yeah. But it's also hot as fuck. Why do you want a fireplace in LA?
It's February.
That's why it's hard to find one.
It is like, yeah,
That's
true.
true.
It's still hot. It's
I
still.
guess. Maybe it's one of those like rainy weeks. It's a little bit colder.
Maybe. I mean, it was cold today, so.
You know, I just realized this movie is so lazy that literally their introduction to 4 different pairs of characters was them sleeping. Ashton Kutcher and
That's
Jessica
true.
Alba are sleeping. Bradley Cooper and Julia Roberts are sleeping. Topher Grace is sleeping. Friggin' Jennifer
Well-
Garner and Patrick Dempsey are in bed together, and I think they were sleeping at one point. I think Eric Dane wakes up from sleeping. He's walking around in his pajamas.
That's true.
Like, everyone's sleeping. Everyone's...
Hey, Eric Dane could just be depressed. He could just be in his pajamas.
Okay, but I also understand that they were trying to do that's probably because they started the day and they were like following the entire day. Because of like the narrator that only comes in at the very beginning, at the very end,
And, like, in the middle at one point.
and in the middle, you know?
Whose voice was that? Whose voice was that?
I'm not
Because
going to look at
sometimes
this
an honest
IMDb
to
list
God-
to try and find that voice. It's going to
Because
take forever.
honest to God, sometimes it sounded like Matthew McConaughey or somebody trying to imitate Matthew McConaughey. I couldn't tell.
Eric
Oh,
wakes up on
sing-
Valentine's
singer
Day and
Paul
drives
Williams
Lincoln.
provides opening and closing dialogue as a radio DJ.
It sounded like he was trying to be Matthew McConaughey, and that's what I kept thinking. It was enough like it where I was like, I feel like he would do something like this. He would definitely. They got enough actors. You can't say none of them would do it. So like, it kept being like maybe he's trying to do it in a.
Yeah, what was the
It was-
budget for this movie? I now want to look that up to
It
get
was
this many
52
cast
million.
members.
But
That's
seems
too much
low
for this
all of
movie.
these.
That's too much for this movie.
That's
I was
I'm
gonna
low
sorry.
for all those actors.
Yeah, for all these actors, that seems low. That means nobody got because you need to.
You know what that
take into
means,
account,
right?
Like the production, that means nobody got paid. Like everybody got paid like around.
You know what that
Well-
means?
I don't even know, like
Somebody's
a
got some
million?
dirt. Somebody's got a lot of dirt on a lot of people.
or that nobody was there for more than an hour.
They're like, you get me for 3 hours.
No, you get me for an hour. You better make the fucking most of it.
That's why they kept using Jessica Alba's the only one they could get extra time for. That's why she just got extra scenes that don't matter.
Or they just
She's like, "I
used
got
her
more
for the
time."
day, and we're just gonna take these. They're like, we have you for the day, only the day. Let's do as much as we can.
Well-
We'll figure out where to put things.
Well, you have to figure
She's
for
like, I
some
ain't
of
doing
them.
another Fantastic Four movie.
Well,
Sorry.
for yeah.
Fair.
Well, you have to imagine for some of them, it's like they were pretty early in their careers at this time because Taylor Swift's never done a movie before, so they probably didn't have to pay her much. They were just like, "You want to be
But
in a
she
movie?"
was still a big old
Yeah, but
singing.
you like look
She
at
was-
you like you remember how bubbly Taylor Swift used to be. I feel like she was the type of person that she was just happy to be in a movie. As opposed to like thinking business now, now Taylor Swift now probably is business wise to be like, I'm Taylor Swift, y'all gonna pay me. But back then, I'm sure she was just like, oh, you guys want me in a movie? All right, let's do it.
Well,
and I
we
get to
had
kiss
this
Taylor
conversation-
Lautner. He's like so
we had
hot. Yeah, sure, let's do it.
I wonder
Well,
if
they
were
dated
dating
for a
yet.
minute.
Were they dating during this or not? I don't know.
I don't know. Maybe they met on this set.
I
imagine
think
they
that's
met
where
on
they
this
met,
set,
yeah.
Yeah.
They're like, we've already made out. Why might as well?
Carter
Right.
Jenkins, I don't think he was doing anything before this, really. So this is probably one of his first roles too, or
where else
like
is he
his
from?
around
Twilight.
his- Yeah, I think he was
Twilight.
in Twilight.
Or
yeah.
Carter Jenkins?
No, Taylor Lautner.
No, we're talking
Yeah,
about Carter
yeah,
Jenkins.
yeah. I know he's
No.
in.
Oh, Carter Jenkins. He was probably in Twilight too. Twilight has a weird amount of actors in there that they don't even remember that they're in there. So a lot of
But they also
interviews.
picked actors that this is their bread and butter. Like Patrick Dempsey is the rom-com guy. So they probably didn't have to pay him much either. They were just like, Patrick, this is what you do, okay? What are you gonna do? Go
They also-
do something else? This is like you do nothing but rom-coms and TV. Shut your ass up, get
Right,
in
I
this
was about
bed
to
and be
say-
in this movie.
I was about to say they also have a lot of people who I normally see on TV, like Eric Dane, Patrick Dempsey,
Topher Grace.
Topher Grace,
Yeah.
George Lopez. It was weird seeing George Lopez in a movie versus
The only other one I
TV.
could think of is Shark Boy and Lava Girl.
Oh yeah.
God, I blocked
is
that
true.
out. I blocked that out. I have this weird thing where I just don't like George Lopez.
He's great. I like
It's
George Lopez.
it's because I used to like that was the only thing that was on
Oh,
as a
yeah.
child, and he scared me for some reason. And so I
because
I
his
just,
music would wake you up so loud at 3 a.m. for no
maybe
reason.
that's why.
Traumatize a lot of people.
I hate that.
Traumatize a lot of people that way.
And so now I just, whenever I see George Lopez, I'm just like a little disgusted. It's not his fault, but it's just that's how it is. He's like a nice guy.
I mean, he hasn't like.
I met his
uh,
I met
just
his
hated the
daughter.
show.
I met his daughter a couple months ago.
Please don't tell George
Because
Lopez
we-
I said that.
No,
He's a nice
go
guy.
find his daughter.
No.
because they
nothing
star on
personal.
a show together. Him and his daughter star on a show together.
Oh,
and
that's
we
the new
brought-
one on Netflix, right?
It's on.
Or is it on Netflix?
I think it's on NBC.
Oh, okay. Got you.
Yeah. And we brought his wax figure to where she was doing an interview on Access Hollywood. And yeah, that was
I
it.
forget what it's called.
You know who I also thought was wasted in this movie? Well, outside of Kathy Bates, who was absolutely wasted. There was no reason for Kathy to be here. They must have paid her in the
I
craft
forgot
services
she was
table
in
or
it.
something and just be like, I mean, we got donuts, Kathy. If you want a donut or something, you're only gonna be in the movie for all of like 2 minutes. So
I don't even remember where she was.
she was the head of the TV. She was Jamie Foxx's boss. Like she was head of the TV
Oh,
studio.
I don't even remember her.
But Jamie Foxx, I was like, Jamie, you have better things to do than this. Like,
Apparently not.
In 2010, did he though?
yeah, at that time his music career was
Like-
doing all right.
Oh yeah, that was around the time of Blame It on the.
Yeah, Blame
Oh no,
It.
that was
When Blame
like,
It came
that
out,
was-
it was all over the radio.
No, I think that was a few years prior.
Okay. Well, have we picked, like, if you had to pick the best storyline of the movie, what would you guys think it is? If you had to pick one couple.
I'd say Ashton Kutcher and what's her name?
Jennifer Garner.
Jennifer Garner. I did like even though some parts were like expected and corny, and we've seen it a million times, I did like that scene of him going through the airport. I liked how we saw them in the classroom. We saw them in the flower shop. We just saw them in a whole bunch of different settings versus
Mhm.
other couples. Yeah, that would be mine.
That's true. And it was like nice. It's always that story of, you end up with your friend, somebody somebody who's you're comfortable with,
Right.
instead of, somebody you care about. Which is
And-
always
and-
like a nice story to end on.
But I'm thinking now, why didn't he just like text her or call her instead of
He
like
did.
running?
He did.
He did. Remember, she
didn't
put her
hear it.
phone.
Oh, that's
Yeah,
right.
on the security
But why
thing.
didn't he had ample time when he was in the class. He could have just waited until like class was over, or he could have just said it real quick. That's what gets on
He
my
had
nerves
deliveries
in
to
like
make.
movies and
All
stuff.
right, he was doing this on his lunch break. He had work to do. But also,
Clearly, he
this
wasn't
is
doing all his work.
this is
He degraded-
Valentine's
he-
Day world, Jonathan. Okay, people don't make sensible, reasonable decisions. They just do whatever their gut tells them to do in the moment. And his gut told him at that time, she's busy. There's kids. I guess I'll just leave, even though they're all like down to my kneecaps, and I could easily just walk through them real quick and just be like, hey, real quick, I have something really important to tell you. But
Well, it's because she told him.
But
Basically,
also-
to get the fuck out.
But also, maybe don't tell that shit at your job, though. That's also
Yeah.
not a great place to do
yeah,
it.
it's true. The kids
Like,
be seeing
I'm
her
gonna-
cry
I'm gonna
when
make
she
you
comes back
break
into
your
the
heart,
classroom.
Yeah.
I'm gonna
maybe-
break your heart with the children around. That's not gonna be traumatizing for any of them. It's gonna be perfectly fine.
He could have picked a better time. That's true.
I feel like I would pick that as the best storyline, even though it still sucked. Also, nobody in this whole movie there were so many like heartbreaks, and like nobody needed to recover from any of them. They're like, okay, that fucking sucked. Anyway, let's make out. Like, what?
The only one
His
that
fiance broke up with him, and he's like, yeah, let's just make out with my best friend. I'm completely fine.
In all fairness, it was only a fiance for like what, 4 hours?
Yeah, but he thought this was the woman he was gonna marry and have children with.
that may have been mostly because she's Jessica Alba, and she was like the hot girl at that time. So he's like, look, I gotta take advantage now. She got to get off the market. Listen, their names don't matter. Literally, these people, all these people are just stereotypes. None of them are characters. None of them are people. Oh, she's frozen down.
Fucking talked over her too much.
Sorry, Alex. What were you gonna say before we got cut off?
I don't even know anymore.
I was gonna
So,
say my
I was
favorite
too
one.
prideful.
But
not. Go on.
My favorite one is the one that I would have liked to see the movie of the most, which is Eric Dane one. I think that one had the most potential to be an interesting rom-com of like a gay football player, like revealing to the world that he's
Yeah.
openly gay and just seeing what happens from that, especially in 2010. Because I forget the player's
Remake
name.
the movie now.
But there's a player who did that in real life. That was openly gay, and it was a whole thing in the news for a long time. Just like them talking about it in the sports news. So I'm curious. Like that would have been more interesting to me than any of the rest of these plot lines because I've seen them before in 1,000 other movies.
Well, we mildly got that now. Bros was a
I guess that's
rom-com
true.
come out in
Bros,
2022.
yeah.
I still haven't watched that. I've been
But
let
a lot
down
of
to watch
but
it,
that
but
I remember there was a lot of backlash after that got released because of what Billy Eichner said on Twitter.
I don't know what he said. Goddamn actors.
He said something about like the straight people didn't support this movie. That's why they'll never be. I don't remember what he said. He said something.
I'm really getting tired of like actors and directors and like be like, oh no, it's because of these people the movie didn't succeed. No, the movie kind of sucked. All right, or there was a better movie out.
See, that was my thing with
Right.
Charlie's Angels when Elizabeth Banks did the same thing.
Well, it's the same
remake.
way Jennifer Lopez is
Mhm.
complaining about like nobody sees our movies. It's all Marvel's fault. No, you have created the same damn movie over and over and over.
I'm kind of sad
We
though
get
that
it.
rom-coms have disappeared into the ether.
Well, they just
No,
got to freshen it up. They got to freshen up the
How?
formula. You know what I mean? I don't know. Maybe they don't get together at the
There
end.
was-
Like, freshen
no,
it up.
there was
That's
There
La
are
La
like
Land.
real storylines.
That's true.
There are
that is
real
La La Land.
storylines in like real life. There's this cute story in 2020, and I followed this person on TikTok for a really long time. He met his girlfriend, or he met a girl during quarantine. He was hanging out on his roof, and he saw her dancing on the roof across. And he sent her a note that way, and they were communicating that way. And the first time he met, because he wanted to make sure that she was safe, he actually came in a bubble and had flowers for her. Yeah, it was like fucking really. I'm like, that's a cute story. It's relatable because we have all been through quarantine. He met her, sent her sweet little notes through the air. so that they could talk. And then when it was finally time to meet, he made sure she was safe above all. He was in a ridiculous bubble. Looked ridiculous, but they could do something cute with that. And he got her flowers that he, made sure were safe for her and everything. So there are
That's adorable.
these storylines. Yeah.
They should make a
still
COVID
together.
love story movie, but it can't be like filmed over Zoom. It has to be like
Pastoral notes, yeah.
Like it has to take place in the time of COVID. But with a budget and maybe it can't be too cheesy. So maybe you have like a bit of dramatic element in it, like you get the A24 vibe in there.
I don't know, because that's how you get The Fault in Our Stars, but over Zoom.
No, it won't be over Zoom. It won't be over Zoom. It'll be like they'll be talking over Zoom in the movie, but
no, I'm just saying, you're saying like having a dramatic thing. What's more dramatic than I caught COVID and I'm dying, but I still love you?
Well, there was like the way the guy did it. He sent his like love letters through the drone, and they held up signs. He held up a sign to her the first time ever. Like that's a fucking cute meet right there.
Yeah, that would be a good movie.
Maybe it's not the one of the like love interests that catches COVID. Maybe it's like a family member and they die from COVID. And so it's like they're dealing with this family stuff while they're also trying to spark a connection. This movie, we can write it right now.
See, no, I'm talking about change up the formula hardcore, make people ask questions. I want to see a movie where it's a BLM representative marries falls in love for a police officer. That's the rom-com I want to see. I want to see how that goes. That's the movie.
Okay, here's something fresh and new. Do you guys know the story of the bisexual polyamorous goose who helped raise over 40 duckling babies?
I have not heard about this.
That's like a lot.
He would but like, that pulls at the heartstrings. Follow this goose on his fathering journey. He would just insert himself into these other
Is this really a polyamorous goose, or is this just a goose that was like really aggressively like, all right, I'm gonna help you raise your children?
No,
or maybe it's just a nanny goose.
No, he would preen the other birds.
You just missed the perfect opportunity to just call it Mother Goose.
No, Father
This is
Goose.
a man.
Father
Goose.
Father Goose. Mm-hmm. See, that's fresh and new.
Funny enough, I'm watching. This is a little off topic, but Dimension 20. They're doing a horror campaign for their horror D&D campaign, and the horror theme is that it's all fairy tales, like all the the Grimm's fairy tales, but with their actual endings. But now they're all corrupted and bad. Allie Beardsley, who identifies as they them, is trans, is playing Mother Goose, but as a man. Like his name is he just is called Mother Goose, but his name's Timothy Goose, and he has a husband and stuff, and it's great. I forget his husband. His husband's another fairy tale character, but it just reminded me of that, of like he could be a man and still be called Mother Goose, because I know one.
Okay. Or I don't know, they could just mix it up with different genres. Rom-com, but like sci-fi.
You just like
rom-com, high fantasy.
They just did what's the movie with Timothy Chalamet that just came out? Bones and All, I think.
Oh yeah.
Where that's like it's a mix between a romance story and I think it's a gothic love story or whatever about cannibals.
But is it comedic?
No, it's not funny.
See,
no,
but
it's not a rom-com.
It's got to be a rom-com, but in a different setting.
You could do a rom-com about cannibals. I don't know. They just eat people, and that's how they connect. Is they eat people. They love eating people.
Didn't one actor get canceled for those type of comments? Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Armie Hammer.
Mm-hmm.
No, Armie Hammer. I'm sorry, but like the hammer has fallen down for the last time. We're not no more Armie Hammer movies for a while.
Going back on subject
to Valentine's Day.
Yeah,
now here's a question for you guys. Do you think they could remake this movie? Like do another Valentine's Day, but with like a new cast of like 60 or 70 famous people that you know?
60 or 70?
I mean, that's how it feels anyway. It's not the actual number, but that's how it feels watching this movie. It's like,
you
dang, everybody
fucking dissociate the entire time and then the movie's over. That's what I hear.
I don't
But I
think
usually
I
do.
don't think they could remake Valentine's Day, at least not anytime soon. But they could continue this, type of movie. They had Valentine's Day, and then they had New Year's Eve, and then they had Mother's Day, and I think that was Gary Marshall's last movie. Who knows
because Father's Day wasn't connected to this, but that was a movie that came out, and I remember when it did, I was like, is Father's Day a part of the franchise of Gary Marshall movies? But it's not. It's like its own thing.
But they
I
could
didn't know there was a
they could
Mother's
definitely
Day.
continue this style where you just have one day and it's all these cast of characters and famous people.
Mhm.
I'd like to
I
see
feel like-
I'd like to see a Thanksgiving or 4th of July.
Depending on what
They could do
family
it
you're
for
going
the-
to.
Yeah, the holidays that don't have movies. You know what I mean? Like
Martin Luther King Day. They all had a
Martin Luther
dream.
King Day has a movie. It's called Selma.
It needs
Yes, but you only see
No, that
really
was before
not
his
enough
day was a
lives.
thing.
Cake Day.
Yeah.
They could have Martin Luther King Day. It would need to be an all-black cast.
Of
And
course,
then
you know.
you would
It's like, yeah, have all white cast. This is like for Martin Luther King Jr. Day. All of them talk about how much Martin Luther King meant to them as white people.
Imagine this cast.
You
with
get
Martin Luther King Day.
you get one main black actor and we get one side Latin actor. That's all we get.
Right.
All right.
Or Juneteenth.
Don't be greedy.
Imagine this cast with the Juneteenth.
Oh man. So, audience, or like I'll think does anyone have anything else more to say about Valentine's Day? The movie, not the holiday.
I mean, it did have
I
some
feel-
funny quips. There was some
Mhm.
funny bits. I did laugh a couple times. I mean, yeah. It was cheesy and it kind of sucked, but it was a movie. It was entertaining.
I did get confused when Jessica
It's two
Not Alba.
Jessicas
No,
in
no,
this
no, no.
movie, and
What
that's
was-
messing up.
No. Jennifer Gardner. Jennifer
This-
Gardner's character. Because they never showed her actually getting off the plane. Or not getting on the plane. So I originally thought she did go to San Francisco. And that's what the hospital she went to.
She
And I'm
did.
like,
She
did she
did.
just-
She did get.
She
did.
didn't. She did it.
And then she just
She
came
didn't.
back. She went
So
there.
she took a round
came
trip?
back. Yeah.
She got a round trip ticket because she was only going to be there for the day, and then she was going to come back later that day because she had school the next
It's
day.
probably only like an hour and a
Yeah,
half
but then her
flight.
flight had to actually be moved up because they show her going to the hospital, and his hospital's in LA. That's what I'm saying. I read the Wikipedia thing. It says she didn't get on the plane.
Oh,
That she ends up actually going to his hospital, which is in LA, because I thought the same thing. I was like,
Oh,
is she just
yeah.
running amok in San Francisco? And why is like she teaching a kid from San Francisco? Because in the restaurant, the maitre d' helps her. It has her son, has his
Yeah.
son. And it's actually, yeah, she doesn't get on the plane. And yeah, Julia finds out, and then she finds out where he's having dinner. Yeah, Julia decides not to fly to San Francisco and instead visits Harrison's LA
But
hospital.
then why do we see
So
her
she did-
board the plane?
We see her get on, get on it, but I
And then
guess
she
she
gets
never
off?
actually
Why
got
would
on
they
the plane.
Not show us her getting off. Then?
Right?
this movie is long enough. We do not need extra scenes.
You know what they could've
Apparently
done
we
now?
do for
The fucking
context.
Jessica Alba scene of her checking
That's
into the
true.
hotel.
There
They
were
could've-
scenes to
They could have
replace.
swapped that with her being like, "No, I'm gonna go check. I'm getting off the plane."
That is very true.
That would have been more contextually
They coulda-
needed.
They could have had literally just a moment of her and that walkway thing stopping and then turning around. Literally with seconds. And it's like, oh, okay, she didn't get on. All right. She has doubts. Cool. That, and also if she would have gone to San Francisco, he wouldn't have been there. She would have figured it out anyway. And then you get to spend a lovely time in San Francisco. Heartbroken, but you know.
That scene made me laugh though, not because it was funny, intentionally funny, but just because she asked like, "Hey, is Dr. I forget his name, Copeland. Is Dr. Copeland in?" As like, or no, she's like, "Is Dr. Copeland married?" And that old woman who's in the
She's
back, she's like, she was not paying attention at all. The second she asked that question, she's like, "Ooh, girl." This was like, let me tell you
She
something.
said,
I was like,
I'm
"Dang,
inserting."
Agnes."
And then she-
Agnes was all
and then
about
she had
it.
to
She
say
was
the
in
whole
it.
15 years, or for 13 years, or however long.
Yeah, they're celebrating
Yeah.
their 15th anniversary.
She really tried to.
I'm
rub
not
that
gonna
shit
die.
in.
She told him that
Yeah.
she told her the restaurant everything. Like she knew all the tea. It was just-
Also, how did she know the tea?
That you
I'm
know
not gonna
she-
lie, that's me at work. That's me at work though. I literally insert myself. I'll like hear people talking shit or like saying something. I'll just slide in and I'll be like, so who's this person? What's going
You
on?
know
They're like, oh, it's my friend.
You know she didn't like him in the first place. Because if she had
That's
any
what it
ounce
is,
of respect,
Yeah.
if she had any ounce of respect for him, she would have like hesitated, like, should I say this?
Jennifer Garner
But no,
probably
she's
was not the first.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. You know what that is that she's like, girl, you number 75. You know, like,
also,
this
like,
man
finally
do this
put that
every
man in his place.
Valentine's
Yeah.
Day for 15 years.
But also, his wife, like, I don't know, like, did she know?
That's true, because Jennifer Garner never at any point is like,
never
leave him, or,
explicitly.
hey, I'm the other woman. She just, like, does the thing with the waiter, and then she walks away all, like, justified, like, yeah, I got him. I'm like, yeah, but you didn't tell his wife that he's cheating on her. For all she knows, she might think that you were just a weird waiter, and then just go on about her business.
She should have been like, hey, girl, I have an STI. Get yourself checked. Just, anything to be like...
It looks like she figured it out because the next scene is like him in like a hotel by himself.
I love that the perfect example of him being dumped is he looks disheveled and he has this one pizza box on the bed. That clearly tells you that everything's gone completely awry. We don't need a scene showing them break up. You saw the pizza box on the bed. Clearly he's been dumped by his wife.
See, I didn't get that. I was like, is he at home? Like, is he not? Like, I don't know.
He had an open suitcase by him. I think she figured
okay,
out because like that little I saw the suitcase and I was like, oh, he's at a hotel, and I feel like that decor. He looked like he was at a motel because he looked kind of dingy. So make it even sadder.
My favorite scene though of all time.
Yeah, go.
Queen Latifah, that she just bow before Queen and sing.
Oh, so I
was
laughed
such a good
I watched
scene.
that like scene twice. That ending scene was perfect. I like laughed at it twice. I was like, yes, this is
she's
great.
so good. She's so good. I love Queen Latifah.
She's right.
Yeah.
Has she been in anything recently?
She's
She was in the Equalizer TV show for a while. Is that still going or did they cancel it?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, good.
No, it's still on.
Good.
I think it's in like season 3 or 4 probably.
Yeah. That's what she's doing right now.
I like her. She's always been really good. Every time I see her in something,
she's great.
Pretty strong actor. Yeah.
Oh, and they're doing another girls' trip.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
That's dope. All right.
Where they
I'm
go
excited for that.
They go to Africa.
Sure.
Where they go to? Did you say Africa?
Mm-hmm.
Africa, though.
Sometimes you got to be in touch. You got to just get in touch with your roots. Have you been to Africa?
No, I do want to go one day.
Neither have I. So let's boys trip.
Yeah, boys trip, Africa. Me, you, Al, Rob, Africa.
Are you gonna go? It's a big continent.
Yeah, I was like,
which countries are you going to?
We're going to Africa. That's what's important.
I'm going to the country of Africa.
Me and Jonathan are going to get connected with our roots.
I would
we
be worried about taking
We could go to Kenya. We could catch up with Brian.
Yeah,
there
we can
you
hit
go.
up Brian.
Okay,
yeah.
see, that's a plan.
I would
Brian, if you're listening, because I know you
Burn?
sometimes listen to the podcast, we're coming to see you in Kenya.
Wouldn't Al burn in Africa?
All right, guys. Socials.
I like that's actually.
I mean,
I'm
listen,
worried.
we're gonna give him some SPF like 98,000, and he's gonna be all right.
Wait, don't
Even
we
Rob
grade
might
it,
burn.
though? Don't we have to get a letter grade?
Yeah, what's the grade for Valentine's Day? I'm giving it a V, which is V for Valentine's Day, but since it's below an F, you can assume that it's still a failure.
I'd give it a D- because there was some effort put in, but not nearly enough.
No, I'm not. This movie's bad. But to be
I'm
fair,
a soft grader.
this movie
Same.
to me, this movie is
wait till
like.
you hear my grade.
This movie is for. I think this movie's not for like. It's not high grade cinema. It's not supposed to be. This movie is for you to just put on in the background on Valentine's Day while you and your girl like eat chocolate covered strawberries, or you and your significant other, rather, should I say, for anybody who's LGBT or not. But it's like you're eating chocolate covered strawberries, or you're out here just talking or doing whatever it is you're doing on Valentine's Day. It's a nice background film to just have background noise. That's kind of lovely. It's got actors you know, so you can always tune in and be like, hey, Queen Latifah's on. Like, you know what I mean? That's what this movie is to me.
No. V,
I'll probably
V
give it-
minus. Yeah. Go on.
I'll probably give it a C minus, only because it was fun seeing all of these people act together and interact. A collection of people, you normally don't see on screen. It was cool. I think this is the only time Julia Roberts and Emma Roberts have been in a movie together.
No, I think they've been in another movie together, but I can't remember what it is right now for the life of me.
Are they related?
Yeah.
Their
Julia Roberts
aunt and
is
niece.
her. Yeah.
She's her aunt.
Okay.
Because like Eric Roberts is her uncle, right?
I don't know.
I know he's related to her, but I don't know
Okay.
how.
But either way, it was cool seeing this collection of people together. I did like New Year's. I remember when I did watch New Year's Eve, like a long time ago, and I remember liking that. I like it more probably than this. I haven't seen it in a long time, so I'll have to compare. But yeah, I liked the fact that it took place in LA, and I got to see places that I, interact with on a daily basis. I got to see they were on the Walk of Fame at one point, and that was cool to see. Other than that, cookie cutter storylines, all of these storylines of all of these movies that we're probably familiar with in the past melded together. But it was inoffensive, I'll say.
That's a good way to put it.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Alex, how about you?
I'm going to give this movie a solid C. You really got what you paid for, basically, with this film. It was about Valentine's Day. It was different stories. It sent me into a little bit of a panic with all the introductions. Did not like that. But it really was what you expected it to be, just different love stories, different romance stories. There were heartbreak, and all that. Jessica Biel's character did weird me out a lot with her intensity of disliking this holiday. It was just really weird. And like, you're an adult. Please, you gotta grow up a little bit. But I thought it was just a cute movie. Yeah, that Jessica Biel's character was like unstable.
I think it's because
all of them were right. It was just straight up.
She does do comedy pretty well when she wants to.
No, like Jessica Biel's fan. I like her acting. I think everybody's acting here was quite on point to their character.
Mm-hmm.
Nobody felt over the top. Nobody felt like they were just like, oh, I'm here for the paycheck. They all felt like they were there. They did their job properly. Nobody ever felt too much or too little. I think they all did great. I'm talking about her character. No, I felt like everybody just did exactly like a normal setting. So nobody. Jessica Biel's character maybe went a little too much, but that was the character. So, like I said, Jessica Biel's character freaked me out a little bit, but I thought, you got what you paid for. It was different Valentine stories, different storylines. It was cute, very pink and red. It was, yeah, they really, it was like a Christmas film where they only do red and green. They really went in all for that pink and red, everything. So, but like I said, I think this movie's a solid C. It's not great. It's not technically horrible. Everybody did their job right. And in the end, you were left with warm feelings for certain characters. Don't drop her.
Well, it's just
my
now that's my
I'm
concern.
losing feeling in my bum. I'm sitting on his bony legs.
I am losing feeling in my legs.
He is very bony,
We
isn't
wrap
he?
this up.
Yeah.
All right. Well, that's our take on Valentine's Day, the film. Let us know. Have you seen Valentine's Day? Who's your favorite character? Who's your favorite star in the movie? Let us know.
favorite.
Give us a comment on YouTube. Go ahead and like this video. Subscribe to our channel, The First Ones to Die. Alex, where can they find you?
You can find me at Alex and Nobody on Instagram and on TikTok, and the First Ones to Die podcast TikTok, where I show little clips of videos we are going to review Also, me just ranting about certain movies and little clips from the show, and just some fun things I do when I'm bored. What about you, Jerome? Where are we finding you?
You can find me at Not Jerome Rhett on Instagram, as well as at RoboZoo Media, and at the first one. No, the first one's dies where you can find all of us at Jerome_the_show to see all the other stuff I'm working on. Check out the YouTube channel of the First Ones to Die to get a whole bunch of extra content you can't get anywhere else, like movie reviews. Well, visual versions of all the movie reviews, mini reviews, book reviews, gaming content, vlogs, all types of stuff. So go on over there to do that. Do you want to plug yourself or anything?
I do not have any professional socials.
Okay. Well, send some money over to her Venmo.
My dog needs a X-ray.
There you go. Well, what's your Venmo?
Oh, I wasn't actually gonna give it.
Might as well.
We can link it if you want. If that's more.
It's at Ariomio. I mean, that's where all my art is. Don't judge me. I mean, judge me. I don't. Whatever. I draw fan art. Not very good.
This is a judgment-free zone.
Maybe you would judge me.
This.
Maybe you would. Nothing illegal.
Can't
or
help
morally
it.
wrong. Okay. Just thirsty. Jonathan. Your socials.
You can find me at Jonathan Keys on Twitter, Instagram, wherever you please. You can follow us at The First Ones to Die everywhere. We would love you to connect with us. Alex, what are we reviewing next week? Because I just looked at it and I remembered, and I'm terrified.
I don't know. I don't have the calendar up.
Oh, sorry. Okay, I'll put you on the spot there. We are reviewing Winnie the Pooh, Blood and Honey next week.
Yeah, I honestly forgot about that. That's true.
I'm super
excited. Is this
excited.
going to be in theaters? Is it going to be streaming? How am I going to be able
I think
to
it's
watch
in
this?
select theaters, but it's probably going to be streaming more than likely.
I've never heard of that in my life.
It's just become public domain, so now Winnie the Pooh is becoming a killer.
Mhm.
I think it's great. My mom called me Eeyore my whole life, which
Do you
should.
think Eeyore's
A
going to
little
be in this
sad.
movie?
It's a little sad.
Yeah. She also called me Charlie Brown, which should have been a big hint to my mental health issues at the time. But anyway,
Hey, you blockhead, get on over here and get me dinner.
but I'm excited for that because I'm interested to see, because it looks like it's somebody in a bear costume killing everybody. But I don't know if they're gonna play on the whole Winnie the Pooh imagination, like because it's Christopher Robin's imagination, or how close to the story are they gonna try to stick to the killer?
But anyway. Yeah, that's that.
Yeah. Thanks for watching or listening.
Yes, thank you. We'll see you all next time.
Yeah, thanks for being here, babe.
Yeah.
You were
Happy
great.
Valentine's Day,
Yes.
everyone out there, and
Yep.
to you, Jonathan and Alex, and to you, Jerome.
No.
Thank you.
Sorry.
Aww.
Aww.
All right. Well, bye.
Bye.